This is the next-gen Ford Ranger Wildtrak 4x2. It's also the first next-gen Ranger that I got to drive around. Now in this video, I am going to share with you my driving experience with the next-gen Ford Ranger Wildtrak 4x2. Let's do this. Hello guys, I'm Reagan and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I invite you to click that subscribe button for your regular dose of Philippine automotive content. If you're my subscriber already, well, sit back, relax, click that like button and enjoy the show. Also, special thanks to Ford Global City for lending me the Ford Ranger Wildtrak 4x2 to do this driving review video. If you are in need of any Ford and you're within their area, head on down there and check them out. For any inquiries, you may also contact the hotline in my pinned comment below. Oh, and before we begin this driving review video, guys, well, if you find this video useful, clicking that super thanks button will also be highly appreciated. The Ranger Wildtrak 4x2 is the top spec Ranger 4x2 here in the Philippines, and it retails for 1,569,000 Philippine pesos. Now, it only comes equipped with a 4x2 system, and it doesn't have a rear locking differential, but it comes with a ton of tech features and creature comforts inside. So yes, this mid-size truck will see a lot of use on paved roads and city streets as a mall-crawling lifestyle pickup truck. Now, armed with this knowledge, well, I just decided to drive this Wildtrak 4x2 around the city. Plus the fact that I only have a couple of days with it, so I don't really have the time to take it out to an action park or an off-road trail. But if you want to see a next-gen Ranger going on an off-road trail in my channel, well, please click that subscribe button because it is coming to my channel quite soon, because I will be able to borrow the Wildtrak 4x4 for a longer time and will be able to take it out off-roading in that video. So if you haven't clicked that subscribe button, well, I would want you to click it right about now. But for the meantime, guys, in this video, I'm going to take you on a little drive as we talk about the driving character of this next-gen Ranger Wildtrak 4x2. Alright guys, so we are now driving the Ford Ranger Wildtrak 4x2, the next-gen Ranger Wildtrak 4x2, and this is my very first time to drive this vehicle. And guys, wow! Ford said that the Ranger has grown by 2 inches in terms of width, but dude, seriously, this pickup feels much bigger than before. I mean, the previous Ranger was already sizable for Philippine roads, but this next-gen Ranger, guys, wow, this feels like I'm driving a full-size pickup truck. I mean, it feels like an F-150 when I'm driving it down this highway, and all these cars around me look pretty tiny. Yeah, so that's the first thing that you have to get used to with the next-gen Ranger Wildtrak 4x2. You have to get used to the fact that it is a bit wider already and it is a large vehicle. So you have to take care when you're driving it around, let's say in city streets. You have to make sure that you have enough clearance when you're taking turns. Otherwise, you might hit smaller cars beside you. Now the same familiar engine note, that diesel engine note, can be heard inside the cabin, especially when you're stepping on the throttle pedal. It's the same tone as the engines from the previous generation Ford Rangers, and it's okay, it's decent. And some people would say that this is down by a bit in terms of horsepower and torque versus the previous gen. But guys, I don't really feel it. I don't feel that the Ranger Wildtrak 4x2 lacks power. It can accelerate decently enough. And yeah, the good thing here is the 6-speed automatic transmission does not gear hunt. So it knows exactly where it should be. It would give you the right gear depending on the condition, the driving condition you're in. So yes, that's all well and good. But one of the things I don't like about it though is the fact that, well, we have this plus minus button at the side of the shifter for your manual mode. I mean, I would have preferred a pair of paddle shifters here. Granted, this is a pickup truck, so paddles would likely be reserved for the Ranger Raptor, more so because that's more of a sport truck. But yeah, that plus minus button on the side of the shifter, it doesn't really float my boat, guys. As for the visibility, well, you are seated quite high up, so you can see a lot of things. Although we do have a wide and long hood in front of us. Now this next gen Ranger's hood is a bit squared off, pretty similar to the Ford Bronco. So that gives you a well-defined edge on the left and the right side of the hood. So you do know where the hood ends, which is a big help, especially when you're maneuvering this truck around the tight areas, like let's say parking areas and stuff like that. So visibility is also pretty good. It has the usual blind spots that you'd expect from a mid-size pickup truck. So yeah, just be careful of those blind spots and you'll be all right. Now, Ford said that they retuned the suspension of the next-gen Ranger and the Everest for longer travel, at least for the Ranger, for longer suspension travel, which would translate to better fuel economy. And I do believe that they moved the suspension parts a bit outward to give it better stability on the highway. Now, that sounds good on paper, but wait until you experience it, guys, because right now we are on the highway, and I have to tell you, it worked. It freaking worked. Whatever suspension retuning that Ford did to the next-gen Ranger, it really damn worked. Because guys, I'm on the highway. I've been traveling on the highway for nearly an hour now, and it is so much more comfortable than the previous generation Ranger. Now, the previous gen Ranger is already, for me, the most comfortable mid-size truck available in the Philippines, but this next-gen Ranger Wildtrak takes it to the next level. Seriously, guys, this doesn't feel like a pickup truck. It's so composed on the highway. It takes these slight road imperfections in stride, and it will really give you a comfortable drive. I mean, it's crazy. Now, of course, when you go through some bumps and some potholes, you're gonna expect some jarring motions there, but it's not harsh, guys. It is not harsh. The combination of the large tires that we have here, plus that retuned suspension, yeah, Ford just redefined what it means to have a comfortable ride in a mid-size pickup truck. Now, while we're stuck in toll gate traffic, let me share with you some of the conveniences that this Ranger Wildtrak gives. You see, this, my friends, has wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, which is fantastic. I've said that in my past videos and I'm saying it again. I love wireless Android Auto. Now, we also have a really cold air conditioning here, guys, and this cabin just feels so comfortable. See, we've got a lot of soft materials here, soft touch materials. The steering wheel is nicely wrapped in leather. It also feels good to the touch. We've got really nice and supportive seats here. See, these leather seats of the Ranger Wildtrak are really comfortable, guys. As I mentioned, I've been driving for nearly an hour on the highway and you don't get any driver's fatigue while driving this thing. It's so relaxing, it is so comfortable. Now here's another thing that surprised me with this next-gen Ranger Wildtrak 4x2. The steering. You see, I was already prepared for an uber-light steering experience here because Fords usually have an overboosted electric power assist system. However, this next-gen Ranger Wildtrak 4x2 steering feel has a little bit of heft to it. I was surprised. I was really surprised, gentlemen and ladies, because that is a nice surprise. That is a nice surprise. I prefer to have a little bit of heft in the steering feel of the vehicles I drive because that gives me a little bit of that sense of control when I'm driving the car. Now this Wildtrak has a really nice and hefty steering feel here, and the response is also pretty sharp, surprisingly sharp, guys. I mean, wow. You could really point it to where you want it to go and it will just go. Now that is something that I did not expect from Ford. See, Fords usually have some of the more artificial steering feels and the response isn't really that great, but this next-gen Ranger, yeah, I think they fixed that. It feels like they fixed that because it feels really good. Another, well, pleasant surprise here is highway NVH. See, I'm on the highway now, guys, and aside from that tiny wind noise that comes into the cabin, which is normal for all cars, in fact, unless you're a Rolls-Royce, well, the highway NVH is above average. It's pretty good. I don't hear much tire noise, guys. It's not something that I would expect from a mid-size pickup truck. But yes, this Ford Ranger Wildtrak 4x2 has a quiet highway driving experience. Of course, some of you will be asking me about fuel consumption, and I was able to get that with this Ranger Wildtrak 4x2. On a light city drive with an average speed of 36 kilometers per hour, which is pretty fast for city driving in Manila, I was able to get 10.2 kilometers per liter. Now on a highway drive at an average speed of 60 kilometers per hour, well, I was able to get 17.2 kilometers per liter. So the fuel consumption, fuel economy isn't really that far off from the previous gen Ranger Wildtrak, although it is a tad bit improved. So that is also a good thing. Overall, guys, well, what can I say? This Ranger Wildtrak 4x2 has just taken comfort driving to the next level. It has a good amount of performance available to it. Now granted, we only have a 4x2 system here, so yeah, don't take it out to a technical off-road course. But for city driving duties, for workhorse and lifestyle activities, yeah, this Wildtrak, this Ranger Wildtrak 4x2 can deliver. It also has the tech, the features, and the comfort that you would expect from a modern daily driver. And guys, yeah, this is, what can I say? It's really good. It's surprisingly comfortable for a mid-size pickup truck. And that is what I love about it. It's capable, plus it's comfortable. The Ranger Wildtrak 4x2 proved to be quite the comfortable lifestyle mid-size pickup truck. In fact, it has redefined the term comfort in a mid-size pickup truck in my book. Now, true, it's a bit down on power versus the previous gen Ranger, plus it only has a 4x2 system and it doesn't even have a rear locking differential, but if you need a 4x4 system plus a rear locking differential, well, there are 3 other variants in the Ranger lineup in the Philippines that you can choose from. But if you're just looking for a city-going lifestyle midsize pickup truck with occasional jaunts towards action parks and long drives, and if comfort and tech and features are your top priorities, well then, the Ford Ranger Wildtrak 4x2 can truly deliver the goods. Thanks for watching.